What is up guys, Taiki here. Today I'd like to discuss the ongoing and upcoming Celestial and Terrestrial season. So if you like the content, please like and subscribe and leave a comment in the comment section below. So let's get started. So shout out to Sokka for saying this first, but hey, Luna is the moon, Solana is the sun, so it's Celestial season. Well, now let's throw in Avalanche, which is an avalanche, I guess. So it's sort of like a terrestrial season, right? So we got the sun, moon, and earth all coming together to just pump our bags, I guess. And the reason I say this is obviously Luna has done really well, Solana has done really well, like the two coins that's outperforming the market, actually reaching all-time highs. And I think Avalanche is the next one coming. I don't do price targets, but I do think that this is going to be bullish for the token price. And I'll explain more empirical evidence on why I think that is, right? I'm not just trying to like pump things. I guess I'm like talking bullish about things, but there's actual reason and logic behind why I think Avalanche will increase in value over time. And the bullish news that was announced earlier today, like I saw this when I woke up, was Avalanche Rush, the $180 million liquidity mining incentive program in collaboration with leading DeFi apps, AAVE Curve. And if you look into the article in more detail, they allocate $20 million of the AVAX tokens for AAVE users, essentially saying, hey, like if you use AAVE, we'll pay you Avalanche tokens for free, and $7 million for Curve users. And the reason this is so bullish is that there's actually precedent on what this actually means for the ecosystem and what this actually means for the token, the gas token, right? Because if you look back and think back onto the Polygon liquidity mining program with AAVE, right? This is $40 million, which was more money, but this was launched April 14th. And half of it, right? Half of the 40 million, so $20 million was allocated from April 14th to June 14th, which is 3 months. So you can expect similar rates as like what we experienced in Q2 of 2021, which if you remember, like this was super bullish for Polygon. And if you go back to the chart of Matic, right, take April 14th, which was roughly here when the price was trading at roughly 40 cents. And to the peak, it went up to 550%. And to the current price, it's roughly 232%, right? So there's precedence on whenever AAVE launches with huge liquidity mining programs, the gas token tends to do well. I can't say the same for the AAVE token, but it just means that there's more money more money flowing into the ecosystem, which is going to be bullish for the gas token, right? So there's that. And looking back, like if you remember, like back in April, like when I first saw the AAVE liquidity mining program with Polygon, I was like, all right, I'm going ape shit, right? Because I missed out on Binance Smart Chain. So I knew that the next thing that launches with lots of money coming in is gonna just do really, really well. So 3 months ago I said don't sleep on Quickswap and the Matic ecosystem. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna farm 10,000 Matic. I farmed 10,000 Matic and I made $18,000 in May. So like, I was mostly farming with stable coins, but I was like just farming the hell out of these these degenerate farms. I don't think I'll do that this time around just because I guess I'm more conservative now. But I do think it's going to be bullish to Avalanche ecosystem, and congrats to the Avalanche team for doing so, because $180 million is a lot of money. Because Polygon, imagine think about how much the Polygon ecosystem is thriving, right? And they only allocated $100 million for DeFi adoption, but Avalanche, they're like, all right, we're gonna one up you. Where is it? $180 million. That's a lot of money. And also, like, this is launching tomorrow, right? The Banky liquidity mining incentive. I'll be putting some of my funds here. But when AAVE launches, you gotta go ape AAVE. Yeah, and congrats to Eamon. Essentially, he's saying, all right, Polygon, I'm coming for your ass, right? Like, look at his eyes. Like, you did not want to fuck with him, right? And look at his hair, his jawline. Yeah, like he's definitely not playing around. He's definitely gonna be crazy. Like, it's gonna be wild. So, I'm bullish Avalanche, short to midterm. Also, Luna and Solana too, but I feel like those tokens have gone up so much that I don't really know. Like, I missed out on Solana. I feel like I'm okay just setting this one out. Maybe, I'll probably be trolled by the comment section, but it's okay. Because, I remember I talked about this article about like AAVE exploring Solana Avalanche and layer 2 expansion. Well, it didn't really give a timeline, but Avalanche happened, right? So it actually happened. So this Vishal, he's not trolling. So I'm sure Solana is going to come sometime soon. And I mentioned that right now, like the Solana ecosystem has over $2 billion locked with no like legit money market, right? With no pure money market. And I speculate that if AAVE does launch on Solana, given how much money is already in the ecosystem and given how many VCs are in the Solana ecosystem, I think AAVE will surpass like $10 billion of TVL, right? Maybe that's too ambitious. Maybe 5 billion is like a safer bet, but I think that's gonna be super bullish. I'm not too bullish the Solana ecosystem, like these tokens, because like they're like if you know anything about the Solana ecosystem, it's that like all these projects are VC backed, and there's like I feel like this is gonna dump on my face. So I mean, if you're farming this with dollars or farming this with like Bitcoin or something, then yeah, you can like farm to accumulate or dump. But I don't think I'll ever be buying any of these tokens, just because I mean there's just like VC bags, and I don't want to be their exit liquidity. But you can argue that I'm coping. Who knows? But it's pretty funny, right? I mean, Celestial because Sun and Moon and Avalanche Terrestrial. Okay, I'm sure it's become like less funny the more I explain it. But in terms of bridging assets over, I know I'm gonna get a lot of questions over to. I already made a video on how to bridge assets to Luna, the Terra ecosystems. So check out my 43-minute video that I posted last week for different ways to do that. For Avalanche, I recommend this. This is the main bridge on the Avalanche network. It's pretty fast. It was pretty safe, pretty quick, and it's backed by the Avalanche team, so I'm sure it's the safest option. I'm sure there are other bridges, but I do that. Like whenever I bridge, I just use like the main bridge, right? Just because I don't want to like worry about getting wrecked or something. But like I mentioned in my live stream, I'm gonna be putting all of my Chainlink into Avalanche, right? And it took $4 to bridge from Ethereum to Avalanche, and I don't know how it's so cheap, but $4. It took 5 minutes. That's pretty good. That's the UI there. If you want to bridge assets to Solana, I'm not that expert, so maybe you can Google or YouTube elsewhere. But if I do move funds to Solana, I'm gonna be using FTX because I believe withdrawals from FTX to Solana are free. So that's pretty nice. Obviously, FTX is backed by SBF, who's also a huge backer of Solana, so I'm sure like that's gonna help. But looking at the coin market cap, and I remember like this time last year, I was looking at the top 10, top 20, and I'm like, what the fuck are these tokens doing, right? But I'm glad to see that Terra has flipped Litecoin, Stellar, Ethereum Classic, and all like ICP, Tron, all these things. I feel like back in May, like Terra was behind Tron. I'm like, what is going on? Solana obviously number 10, doing really, really well. I'm pretty bullish Solana ecosystem, short term, medium, and long term. I just don't own any. And Avalanche is all the way down here at number 33, so I do think it has room to run. Not financial advice, of course, but if history doesn't repeat itself, but it often rhymes. And if you think about the run up to the Matic token and the insane bubble it entered, I'm sure Luna, Solana, Avalanche is gonna all enter bubbles. I can't predict the top, but there's gonna be some euphoria like around all these ecosystems. And although I don't want my bags to crash, you have to expect the crash coming, right? Because over time, more and more money will flow into these ecosystems. Everyone will be, giving like ridiculous price targets, and that's gonna mark the top. So as my plan always is to just farm and dump over time. Just be humble, just stack gains. I don't need a 10x. I'll just keep stacking 2x, 3x's. And if you're in crypto for a long enough time period, then like we're all gonna make it, right? So thank you guys for watching. Super excited. I just woke up, so sorry if I sound a little weird, but I literally woke up, opened Twitter, saw the news. I'm like, all right, I may be in it. Oh, sorry. One last thing is there's actually liquidity on Quickswap on Polygon for buying Solana, and these rates are actually pretty good. Like if you want to farm Solmatic, you can earn 124%. The deposits is like less than 2 million, so you're gonna incur lots of slippage depending on how much money you're moving. But there's actual liquidity there, and actual Avalanche too. There's even less liquidity and lower rewards, but there's liquidity on Polygon if you want to speculate on the price of these tokens. But like I said, always do your research. Use me as a data source, but don't ape into whatever I'm doing, because I'm just a retail investor just spending way too much time on crypto. So thank you guys for watching. Have a nice day, and have fun farming out there. And let me know how excited you are about Luna, Solana, and Avalanche, Celestial and Terrestrial season. Thank you.